back to my channel, Miss Mendoza's Easy Kitchen. Today I'm going to make albondigas, one of my favorite soups. So get your blender and let's get started. Our word for today would be ground beef. So in Spanish you would say carne molida. So today for our albondigas we are going to need, you guys don't get overwhelmed please. We're going to need carrots. These are 2 carrots, 2 potatoes. I already cut them up. I have mint. I have half of a red onion, a small one, 2 eggs. We're gonna need some black pepper, my seasoning salt, garlic salt, half a cup of rice, 2 pounds of ground beef. And for our sauce, because remember our albondigas is like a soup, we're going to need 6 cups of water, 3 tomatoes, 1/3 of an onion, a piece of garlic, a pinch of oregano, and we're going to need some chicken tomato bouillon, and of course we're going to need our blender. So let's get started. Okay guys, now let's put our tomatoes, our onions, and our garlic in the blender. Put a little bit of oregano. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. This is all up to you guys. This is what's going to give your sauce the flavor. Okay, and we're ready to blend. Okay, we don't want to blend it so much. So now we can put this sauce with the rest of our water. Because remember, it's supposed to be 6 cups of water. So we are going to cover this up and bring this to a boil. So while our sauce is cooking, let's get our meat ready for our albondigas. And let's get our black pepper. Let's get some seasoning salt. Let's get some garlic salt. Okay, and let's start putting our hands in this and start massaging this. Mix it all in before we mix anything else. Want to make sure that this is seasoned right. Okay, so now guys, let me get my red onions. You can use white onions, but I like red onions because I like the way it looks. It brings out the color. Some mint. Put in your rice. Okay, you mix this before you even put the eggs. See how pretty it looks? It looks so festive. So now let me crack the eggs. Sometimes I only use 1 egg, but this is 2 pounds of meat, so I'm going to use 2 eggs. And mix that in together too. Make sure you coat all the meat with the egg. Because this is gonna make sure that your albondigas don't fall apart when they're cooking. Okay, you guys, let's check and see. See? Now it came up to a boil. So this is the time that you make your albondigas. You make them as big as you like. I don't like to make them that small, but I also don't like to make them that big. So just drop them. Just drop them. Just drop your carne molida, your ground beef, the word of the day. Albondigas is one of my favorite dishes. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember begging my mom, please mom, make albondigas. When are you gonna make albondigas? And this is one of the dishes that you introduce your kids to when they start eating solid foods. Okay, at this point I dropped my last albondiga. Do not touch it. Let it sit there and cook. Do not start getting your spoon and start stirring the pot. Don't do that. See, you guys, our albondigas are floating. But just because they're floating doesn't mean that they're done. Remember, we put raw egg in the albondigas and we also put raw rice. So the rice is uncooked. You see, we have to wait for this rice to sprout or expand. I don't know how to say it, but we have to wait for it to expand for us to add any vegetables to the soup. Okay, so while we wait for that, we could be washing the dishes, we could be doing something else, something productive. We'll be back in another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let's check on our albondigas. After you didn't wash all your dishes and cleaned up a little bit of your kitchen, they're ready for us to put our vegetables. Now at this point, you guys, you can add any vegetables you like. I usually put zucchini too, but I don't have none, calabacitas. So whatever you have in the refrigerator. This is about 2 carrots. 2 potatoes. And when you cut them, you guys, try to cut them, you know, uniform, kind of the same size. You are. And this is just a tip that I'm just gonna give you. I like to always add like an extra leaf of mint, but it's optional. I just love the way it tastes. It's just me. And you know, at this time you can also try and see if it needs any more salt or anything, but mine's is just right. So now we cover it up and we just wait until our vegetables get cooked through. Like another maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you guys for watching my channel. I hope you make these delicious albondigas. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this recipe. Thank you. See you next time.